Whew. Good morning, everybody. It is once again time for TB. I cannot wait for Hell Week to be over. I guess tomorrow is technically still part of Hell Week, but it's not as bad on Saturday. Not as many battles that need to get done. Conquest gets a little bit lighter once we get through Sector 5, and it's really just running the same battles over and over again. So if we could just get through today, that would be lovely. We're going to throw this up here. My stuff just reset, so I should have some things that need to get done in the store. Let's see what that looks like while everybody is still waking up, joining us, and thinking of whatever insult they need to come up with for me. Da-da-da. What do we got here? I'll take it. Let's see. Offense. Yeah, we'll take it. Okay, perfect. Some battle computers. Some of whatever the hell these things are. Good morning. Oh, I have only this one thing on. I can't see it. Good morning, Robbie. Get myself some med packs because I'm always running out of those damn things. I don't think any Phantom events popped up, right? No, we just have the Imperial Fleet. I managed to do this droid GC fairly easily today. I always dread the droid ones. They always seem to be harder for some stupid reason, but I was able to get it done without too much problem, which was very nice. Not having to worry. We got these guys. Let's see where Quad May is, and then we'll get started on TB. Oh, Quad May. There she is. Still have to do her Omicron. What do I got going on here? Yeah, I am low on signal data. I heard an old man... Limestone! Come on, dude. Buckanawa, good morning. Oh, man, I'm like... This is a tired morning for me. I don't know why. No, I actually used Sortie. I'll show you the team that I used, and it worked really well. I'm not going to run the battle right now, but I did Sortie, Chupio, BB-8, R2-D2, and C-3PO, and I didn't have a problem with it at all. I feel that, dude. 100%. Hopefully nothing, too crazy, but I 100% understand. Cheers, man. And then I went really crazy with the three, whatever it's called, the three special abilities, and I did Darth Vader lead, Lord Vader, Nihilus, Traya, and Sidious. Wherever Sidious is, because I can't, there he is. And I just stacked dots on dots on dots on dots on dots. And it was kind of luck, because they didn't kill Vader early. That could obviously happen. So maybe Sith Empire Trooper with his pre-taunt would have worked there. Oh, there goes the neighborhood with C squared. Axis, good morning, man. I got you. I went upstate to hang out with my sister last week because she lives about 3 hours away. It was her birthday, so we went out, got a little bit crunk. Okay, I actually locked down Zepho for my guild, but it looks like I can still do the battles, and I get to make that decision because I am in charge. So we are going to do it as long as we are careful. And as always, this one has a little bit of risk to going on auto, but I found if I just do the mass attack in the beginning, that I have a pretty reliable chance of finishing it up. I don't know if you guys saw this yesterday. I'm not somebody to get like starstruck or nerdy or like whatever. Hey, Instinct. Good morning. You know, I've met some celebrities before, and I only take pictures if the people with me ask me to. But I found out yesterday that Bit Dynasty is on our Discord and has been for about a month. And he contributed to our TB library yesterday in a very considerable way, and I thought that that was fucking cool. I nerded out about that a little bit. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. You just gotta hope that nobody else does these battles and pays attention to the fact that I locked it down. Oh man. Yeah, so the Cal mission, it's not super hard if you mod really well for it. The problem is that there is some RNG to it, and sometimes you just get hit the wrong way, and they hit Seer, who doesn't recover as well, and then everybody like piles on really quickly. It's harder than the Mandalore mission by far. I beat it this time. I lost the last two times using GL mods, which was a pain. And we typically have an unlock rate that's probably very similar to yours, where we don't even know if we're going to unlock it each time. And this time was very weird because we had a very high unlock rate. We were like 28 out of 30 with 15 more battles to go. But it is a tougher battle. It does require remodding. It does require understanding the battle. It does require making sure that you're in the correct stance between the two phases. It's annoying. I applied Cal's leader Omicron, not for that, but just for TB because he lets things be autoable. And I had to apply a second Omicron for his whirlwind just to make the mission more reliable and just a little bit easier. The Philippines. I don't remember any Tagalog. Fuck. Pankeke, I think, is one, right? I think that's a not so polite word. If I remember correctly. Yeah, we have 47 of them, and we've unlocked Zepho the last two times, but every once in a while, we just completely shit the bed, and at our guild level, it's not worth it. to worry, but I know for a lot of people it can be a huge concern. Let's see where we're going there. So let's see what my guild did this time. We had a pretty high success rate this time. 37 of 42, and honestly 46 should have been doing that battle, so I'm a little annoyed by that. But so we had a pretty high success rate here. I would say that normally out of 46 battles we normally get literally 28 or 29. I'm pro TB Omicron. I know some people hate them. I know some people are like, oh, they're a waste. I personally believe that they save me time, effort, energy, and that is super worth it to me. Tomb Guardians. I can do Tomb Guardians with... We have enough, right? Yes. We do. We've got plenty. One of my guildmates asked if he could do the missions here this morning. I think just because he wanted to be top of the waves. I have a love-hate relationship with the TB and Conquest Omicron. I obviously did a video on it, and I did notice on Reddit when people ask about it, my video gets linked a lot. I don't particularly think it's worth it for me at almost 12 million. I do see there being a niche area where it can be very worth it for people. You know, if you're in like the 4 to like 6, 7 million range, I can definitely see the viability and the interest in wanting that to speed things up. My Padawan Obi-Wan is Relic 9, so he kills shit so quickly that doesn't matter. Plus, making content, you know, it's more interesting, I guess, to watch otherwise. No, honestly, Alf, I don't think so. Where you are in the game, I don't think you need to worry about Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon. You know, Duel of the Fates is nice. It's a good event. It's a useful event. By the time you get them, they're Cantina farms. They're tough. Battle for Naboo is going to be almost over by that time. You know, I would need to look at your account to really fully assess where to go, and the early game is not really my specialty, but in terms of what you should be doing is kind of building out the return on investment for your account working for you and getting passive materials each month. So my personal opinion is that the best starting rush for, not rush, I don't like to say rush because I don't actually tell people to rush things, but my best starting path in my belief is Executor into Sith Eternal Emperor, into Jedi Master Luke, into Jabba. A lot of content creators do not agree with me when it comes to Sith Eternal Emperor. I know Fat Phil, he stresses Jabba. I think he says Jabba, JML, Leia. I don't necessarily agree with him. You know, you can get them to 5 stars, but the problem is being early game, you're still going to need to get them high enough that they can do the event. I can see merit in doing that. If you wanted to, if you really want them as characters, I can see merit in getting them to 5. I just think in the super, super, super early game, it's not necessarily something that's really that important. Did I do this already? Oh, I already did that. And then we have the Cal Kestis battle. And this is a 2-day, which means we do not have platoons here yet. But you know what? Let's do it. Jedi Knight Cal. Throw some Jedi in there. Let's try some things out. Do I have Kyle? I do not have Kyle. He quit the band. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Let's try it out. That tier does allow, all of the tiers allow OG Qui-Gon. I have not tried any of the tiers with OG Qui-Gon, but what I have heard is that the event is just not built for him. If you have a Relic one, like a Relic 3 one, because you did Jedi, whatever, I think it's JMK, you probably will be able to brute force it. If you're close, I mean, 5, just to get the free stuff, you can do that. It might be tough. I don't know the difficulty of the event in terms of, you know, obviously my characters are a higher level. I always bring mine to like G11. I am able to do that, so it's hard for me to gauge the difficulty. Should I have experimented with that? Probably. Would that have made me more knowledgeable? Absolutely. You oh man. Oh my god, this is my I know I say it often, and you know, Moonborn never made me my fucking whole bingo card. He only did half of it. But what should definitely be on my bingo card is talking about Ayn Rand, because I compare some of these new kits to Ayn Rand novels. They're just so long. Message retracted. So I've seen my Night Sisters were all Relic 7 to Relic 9 when I did that assault battle, but I have seen Fat Phil do it with just old DACA at Relics and everybody else at G12. I think he actually he did it a few months ago and he sent me a screenshot. And then he messaged me 2 days ago to say that he had filmed himself doing it to make a video, but that he forgot to hit record, which is really funny to me because I've definitely done that before. So he's proof of concept that you don't need super high relics, but you do need really good modding. And a little bit of luck. There's just like that luck of, oh yeah, the right person survived. But I love my Night Sisters. That is something I would ask Phil, man. I would definitely ask him about that because, again, mine were all Relic 7 and full Zetas. And if you ask me afterwards, I can look up the screenshot he sent me. And I can save that for you. And show it to you. And I don't know what Zetas he has or doesn't have. But it is you can do it relatively low in the gear department. Okay, that is the rest of Zepho. Zepho is done for now. We are finished there. Oh wow. Okay. This is always a fun one to do. You know, I don't think that Asajj's is really necessary for the Jabba fight. There are two ways to do the Jabba fight. There is the low gear way where you get somebody to die and then you keep generating offense for Asajj. And there's a little bit of luck in that, in making sure that the right person dies, and you need to have a low level NS in the team. I don't personally do that. You know, people who are more GAC minded probably do. I treat it as a two-shot, and I use my NS to very reliably bring it down to just Jabba. And I don't really think the AV Omicron is needed for that. I really don't even think it's needed for the one-shot, but there's still, you know, that RNG involved of the right people dying, and I always find that Asajj is the one that dies. And I have the Omicron. Speaking of Omicrons, I got one this morning. I was very excited by that. It was a fun time. I was like, ooh. I think I have like 50 Omicron materials right now. I really should put one on Queen. I know Belloc was telling me to put one on Queen. I don't really have anything pressing coming up. I'm assuming Ezra's probably going to need his, so I'll have to save some for Ezra. Yeah, I didn't think Asajj's, it was more about the ramp up of offense for Asajj. You da da da. That's where having Afra, it works really nicely. She's a pure luxury. You don't need her. There's a lot of other things that people can get, but having Afra, that she is my dedicated two-shot for Jabba. It makes my life so much easier there. I didn't have her last time, and I used someone else. I cannot, for the life of me, remember who I used, though. We'll see what roster reviews. I see some people are posting their roster reviews requests. We'll see which ones we can get through today. I had a few yesterday, and then a bunch of people started throwing beer money at me, and I had to like have them skip the queue, and it was the whole thing. And we're gonna try to get these people who have been waiting very patiently for like a week now and get their reviews done. No, Afra's a luxury. She is not something that you need. You know, I am a completionist. I collect everything. I'm trying to get everything up as high as I can. Right now, they're throwing so much content at me that I'm finding it really hard to do. Did you just do it this morning? Does Fortuna even get this far? They get to Dathomir? Wow. Congratulations, guys. It's probably all those Javas that you've gotten in the last 6 months. I wonder who's responsible for those. But how many people do you know that can auto this mission? Oh, yeah. I hate Dathomir. What's nice is, again, because my guild doesn't really need the points as much on the day that we do Dathomir, I can run it on auto, and sometimes I full clear the entire planet, and sometimes I don't, and it's not really that big of a deal. But Asajj is just going to keep stacking offense, which is really nice. So at some point, she is going to have so much damage that they will all just die. And after enough people die, it's pretty safe because Oldaka keeps stacking max health. Oh, my leg. As far as Afra and being a completionist, I feel that. Obviously, my account is bigger. Where was I going? Oh, my account is bigger, so my completionist goals are maybe a little bit more different, or a little more different, a little different. My goal right now is to get everything to relics, to R0, but I'm finding that right now I cannot do that. There's too many projects in the game that are more important. Yes, we'll do that. So I keep having to put off relicking characters, and it's not even for Chirotech. I thought Chirotech would be holding me back, but it's not. It's that stupid purple G12 gear is really, really holding me back on this. And I need to make sure that I have enough for every little thing. You know, with all of these new characters and whatnot, and I'm not even worried about signal data because I just want to get them all to R0. But I have a lot of G12s. First row problems. Oh, God. Last night, I forgot to run our dishwasher, so I didn't make breakfast this morning. Not that I forgot. It has this stupid screen, and I pressed it, and sometimes it doesn't read, and I didn't realize it. I'm fucking hungry. Subsisting on coffee. Coffee and Ritz crackers right now. Hate this fucking planet. It's a piece of shit. I hope it dies. Fuck Dathomir. Never wanna see you here again. Fucking revives, they enrage my heart. Singing a song that doesn't make sense. Ba-da-da-da, embracing my weird. Do-do-do-do-do-da-da-da. I don't know if C Squared is still here. I think he just dropped in to give me grief before. But if you are here, Borderlands is up to a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I don't know who else is really, really excited to see that movie and just how bad it's going to be. I am super pumped. Like, just super, super, super pumped. This sometimes works. Doesn't always work. Doesn't matter. I already did my Riva mission. Did it yesterday. This sometimes work. Let's see if it works today. It's kind of like a crapshoot of who gets hit when and where. I cannot do Riva mission on auto, but with Riva, you can do it without remodding, which is really nice. I wish I could do it on auto. That would be wonderful. The problem is that, you know, if you understand the mission, you don't want to AoE at all until you get 6 stacks of Purge and a Torture in. And if you run it on auto, everybody's just going to use their AoEs and get tons and tons of thermals. So the battle, I lose it maybe like 10% of the time. My Inquisitors are not really well modded. My Riva is, my Grand Inquisitor is, the rest of the team is not. So even with not the greatest mods in the world, I can win it about 90% of the time on manual with Riva, which is beautiful because I hated running it before. I hate remodding. You could do it that way. You know, I am lucky that I have hot utilities. I don't pay for it. My guild leader has guild access and I get one of the chilies. So I am lucky that I can remod a little easier than other people. But I try to limit how often I remod. So, because it is a pain in the ass, you have to log in, then you have to refresh, and then it takes like 3 minutes to refresh, and then you have to like load it all. And it's still much, much, much faster than remodding a whole roster. But I just hate doing it. So I don't do it at all if I can help it. For raids, I have 2 teams that don't need a remod, so I do their raid run. And then 3 teams where I developed a set for them, all with unique mods, so I could just remod one time instead of having to remod for each team. Again, I wish that was in the game. I wish that CG made it easier to remod in the game. I wish that they let you like save a mod set or a loadout. I've been a champion of that for a very, very, very long time. That's been a huge, huge thing for me. I've written posts about it multiple times on Reddit. I do hot utils. They deserve every dollar that they get for how much time they save. But it is insane that those tools are things that people have to pay for and are not inherently in the game. So, C Squared, if you are here, and you are, I see you talking, are you... I mean, we went from 0% to 6%. That's basically an infinite jump in quality for Borderlands the movie. You should be pumped. In fact, they should be using that as part of their advertising. Infinite increase in quality in the first day of viewing. It wouldn't be wrong. It's huge. Oh, we lost. It's just like getting weapons in that game. 40 billion weapons! Oh my god, my foot is killing me. Where is Papa? There is Papa. Papa, don't preach. Actually, I'm gonna try this without C, or without what's his name? We're gonna try this without Watt. I am so pumped. Actually, so I was talking to Scribe, and I'm supposed to do his podcast with him on Sunday, which I think starts at like 4 p.m., Tribe Talks. And I basically told him a few days ago, I said, hey, listen, man, I'm going to see Borderlands right before your podcast. I am going to be crunk before I even get on, because that is the only way I'm going to be able to see this movie. I was like, you guys are going to need a pregame because things are going to get weird. I cannot wait. I just hope it's the right kind of bad. I've seen mixed reviews. I've heard the unpalatable thing, but the way that I see it is I already pay for it with A-List. So if it's that bad, I'll just fall asleep. You know, if it's Madam Web bad, I'm just gonna take a great hour-long nap and it'll be fine. Movies that are worth seeing recently, it really depends on how much you like movies. I've seen some movies that I really enjoyed recently. You know, again, we go pretty much every weekend. This weekend we're going to see two. We're going to see that Blake Lively movie on Saturday. It Ends With Us, which is like a Colleen Hoover porn book. My wife is a fan of Blake Lively, and she would leave me for her in a second. I don't think that that's going to be good. Twisters was fun. We saw Twisters. We really enjoyed it. What else came out recently that we saw? The third X movie that came out. I don't remember what it was called. It was fun. It wasn't the best of the X trilogy, but it was good. What else was good? Long Legs was very weird. It was like a horror movie with Nicolas Cage. Like it was a fun watch. We generally get out of the movies going, man, it wasn't the best movie in the world, but like it was fun. Inside Out 2, I really liked Inside Out 2. Deadpool and Wolverine, no spoilers for any of you guys, but I laughed the entire movie. I was like in tears laughing the entire movie. I did not want it to end. Yeah, man, listen, like, I get it. If she left me and she was like, oh, well, it's Blake Lively, I'd be like, I get it. I understand. But she's rich. Can I keep the house? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about it because it's still new and it's just so good that I don't want anyone who hasn't seen it yet that wants to see it to have it ruined. But it was hilarious. It was so good. Like man. And we went opening weekend. I love going to opening weekend movies. I love when you have like the weird crowd. I love when like people are laughing together and like you get that communal viewing experience. So I really enjoyed it. It was really great. Back to Madam Web, it was terrible. Madam Web and Night Swim, I think, are my two worst movies of the year so far. Night Swim had so much potential. It was just god-awful. It was so bad. Like, there was no redeeming quality for Night Swim. But then we saw last week the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, Trap. I think it's called Trap. Trap. It was fun. I'd rate it like a 70. And I think a 70 is a perfectly watchable movie. Infinity War, I saw again opening weekend, and like when those things happen in that movie, like people stand up, they clap. I know some people are annoyed by that in theaters, but that's an opening weekend theater experience, especially if you're going to like the first couple of showings. It makes it so much more fun. I love the communal viewing experience of movies. I love like that bonding moment with other people. Come on, guys. Let's finish this battle. So that's not the American movie theater experience. I don't know what you mean by the American movie theater experience. I don't know if you mean like the fact that it's loud, but we're talking about. So I go every weekend, every single weekend to the movies. And if I don't go, as an average, because like last week I was upstate, I didn't go. But then this week we're going twice. Most movies are not like that. We saw Trap last weekend, new M. Night Shyamalan movie. Everybody was quiet. Nobody talked. Everybody was fine. We saw, I would say, there are a very particular type of movie where you want it to be loud. And it only happens in the first 2 days. Right? So, so if you go to see Infinity War, if you go see it second weekend, nobody's talking. Everybody's quiet the whole movie. If you go see it Thursday or Friday night of the opening weekend, everybody's not loud, nobody's talking, but if it's opening weekend and Thor is getting his hammer back, like people are gonna cheer and it's just awesome. But you're not gonna get that at like a 2 p.m. showing. If you go to like a 2 p.m. showing, nobody's doing that. I would say that, going every weekend, I have had, oh my God, no, I can't even do neutral. Why? They finished neutral. I hate them. Why do they hate me? Right, and C-squared, that's what I mean, right? Like it's only during a very specific type of movie where you're going to get that, and you're only going to get it in very specific showings of the movie. Like even like horror movies. If you go to a horror movie on opening night and it's a well-regarded franchise, you're going to get like people screaming and being scared and like that's fun. But if you go to it not on opening night, it's going to be completely silent. I would say that in the last 7 years, and in those 7 years, again, every weekend, I have had maybe 5 bad experiences. I'm not telling you to be loud during a horror movie, man, but like when people get scared, I like that. That's part of the viewing experience. If there's a crazy jump scare and somebody not jumps up, but just feels like, oh shit! Like, I like that. Like it's fun. It's exciting. It just makes that experience so much better to me. And if you think about early horror movies and like that's what it was. Like people were scared and like on the edge of their seat and they would jump and then popcorn flies out of their hands. Like that communal experience is important. And if you go outside of the opening day, you're not going to get it. And if you don't want to get that, don't go opening day and you're fine. I've always wanted to do like Jaws. So they do Jaws on the lake, right? Where they put you in an inner tube and a big a big screen. Like I've always wanted to do that. Well, that's Pazletti. That's what I mean. You know, we're not talking about people being rude. We're talking about like the types of things that add to the experience. Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. So my brother and I've told the whole story. I'm not going to tell the whole story, but my brother got tickets to the Ziegfeld Chinese Theater for opening night of Revenge of the Sith at the same theater that Conan, where they do the premiere, and Conan did his whole Triumph the Coward, the insult comic dog thing. And we did the whole 6 hours waiting outside in line thing. And it was midnight showing, the first official showing of this movie. The crowd went nuts. Like, it was a great showing. It was so much fun. In regards to being front row, I had to do that for 30 Days a Night. I saw 30 Days a Night front row, like this. Decent flick. Hated the experience. That was awful. I do like the fact that you reserve seats now. I do like that I can pick my seat today for my movie on Sunday, and I don't have to worry about getting there a half hour early, right? Because you used to want to, if it was a movie that people were going to go to, you wanted to get there a half hour early so you could get a decent seat. I don't miss those days. Going back to side projects, I've wanted to get these guys to R8 for so long for this combat mission, and I just keep putting it off because there's so much other things that need to be done. So many other things, rather. Oh, I used him already, right? All right, let's do that. You know, like this weekend, I don't expect there to be any talking in either movie. I might get some comments. I remember going to the second 50 Shades of Grey with my now wife, my girlfriend at the time. And it was like opening weekend, and it was me, my wife, and like 200 women. No other men there. And as we walked in and as we walked out, people literally came up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, you're such a nice, like, boyfriend, like your wife, your girlfriend, so lucky to have you." And I kind of rolled my eyes because I was like, I don't know, you just support each other. Sometimes you do things you don't want to do. The second movie made no sense, by the way. 50 Shades. Third movie was pretty alright. First movie was just straight up porn. It was sad. Yeah, it's exactly what it was. So when the second movie came out, and my now wife, she said she wanted to go see it, I was like, oh, well, I'll go see it, but I need to watch the first one first. So we watched the first one, and I was like, this is literally just pornography. The second movie made no sense at all. The third movie, I was actually surprised. I actually enjoyed the third movie, and at the end I was like, wait a second, that's it? Like I feel like they built up to something and it just ends. It was very weird. But it was definitely the humidity went up in that theater that day watching that. 100%. Without a doubt. The way that I see movies, because we have the A-list, right? So we don't pay extra to see movies. The way I see movies is that if it's a good movie, I'll watch it. And if it's a bad movie, then I get an hour-long nap. And that's fine. I'm okay with either. Then we go to Cheesecake Factory. We have a beer or two. And we go home. We're happy. All right. Take you out. I have a feeling that this will work with platoons, but that it's probably not going to work without platoons. We'll see what happens. My cheesecake, I am a purist. My belief is cheesecake needs a graham cracker crust and one fruit compote. That's it. I would say my favorite one is probably strawberry. I do not like all the crazy like turtle, chocolate, walnut, coconut. No, one fruit compote on a cheesecake, and I think strawberry is probably my favorite. Though we went to this really fancy restaurant around here a few years back for our anniversary, and they do like those, like they change their menu every month kind of thing, and they were doing a carrot cake cheesecake, and it was like layered, so like the bottom half was carrot cake and the top half was cheesecake, and it had like the cheesecake's cream cheese layer in the middle, and it might be the best dessert that I have ever had. Oh man, it was like a religious experience. Yeah, see, I think this definitely will work with all of the assists tomorrow when we come back with all of the whatever they're called, operations. Maybe it'll work now, but it seems risky. Oh my god, it's 10:30 already. Holy shit. TB takes so fucking long. Alright, well, it worked. It did what it had to do. And unfortunately, I think that is the end of TB because I cannot do the battles here. Afra's not R7. Alright, we are at 10. Perfect. I'm gonna go grab myself some more coffee and then we're gonna get through some Conquest and we're gonna see what we can do with Conquest. So I will be right back. Alright. We are back. Took longer than I wanted. 104, 15. Let's just say 105 for posterity's sake. We got Conquest. I think I'm at the sector for boss. I got one more. Let's do rebels here just to get another one of those out of the way. Sure, let's do that. Let's see how this works. Beautiful. Now this morning, Oh, well, I got that early. This morning I did like 2 battles because I was getting too high on the charts, and I didn't want to waste energy. Audio's gone. Audio's probably gone because I muted it, right? I'm assuming you can hear me now. Yeah, it's because I was eating. Do you want to listen to me eat Ritz crackers? You want like the sound of that crunching? Is that like ASMR? Just does that do it for you? Yes, you're gonna say yes. Don't kink shame me. Hey Bellhawk, how's it going, man? So I happened to get my Gungan thing done this morning, which means I can use one of these lovely consumables, and we're gonna do it just to get through this a little easier. There's a no GL clause, which we are going to do first. This is my 50 Shades. And we're going to do that with Inquisitors. They are a little low stamina, so I am just a little nervous. Let's see. Hopefully over-prepared does what I need it to do. Oh, beautiful. Already gone. Love it. I was really hoping to get all of the rest of the accuracy down that I needed, but it looks like that might not happen. I killed him way too fast. Okay. Nice. I did do it. Nothing I need. We are pretty close on that stuff. Okay, we're gonna throw up Discord. Just to remind me once again of Moonborn stuff. Okay, Sector 5. Master Qui-Gon and Qui-Gon. That shouldn't be so hard now that they're all relics. So that should be a lot easier. Where I wouldn't have to worry about it. Bounty Hunter kills. I always try to throw Zam in there. Okay. Evasion down. Try to throw Zam in there because she has a lot of evasion down, but the problem is they always target her and she dies so quickly. Master Qui-Gon, survival, evasion down. Alright. Let's see what we got. I think I have 3 more of those, okay. Booming voice I'll have to get later. That's not a problem. Blindside, fortify, doesn't matter what I get. Don't need it. let's try this. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are you, old Ben? Now, is that on basic or is that one of his moves? Okay, that's on basic. We might be able to knock this out quick. Actually, I really want to kill Sabine because she can be... Oh, fuck, come on, Sabine. She's just going to keep going and going and going. Even with a dodge, still going. Thank you. I hate her. We are just going to nuke you. We're going to get rid of you. There we go. We do not care about Sabine. Sabine needs to die. I think I have to win battles with the Qui-Gons, right? I'm pretty sure it's win. Oh, come on. Master Qui-Gon ruined that one for me. Let's see how we did. It will make my life easier, so I don't have to worry about Zam. 24 out of 50, that's not bad. Okay, that's not a problem. That I can deal with. I can work with that. And there's another one coming up here. So let's do my Hut Cartel. Actually, just Bounty Hunter. We'll go 1. You're a Bounty Hunter. You're a Bounty Hunter. We'll try Zam. I don't honestly think it's gonna work. They know the character. It's like CG specifically programs him to know the character that people are gonna need you to win with, and they go, no. The problem with Halloween Leia is I'm like doing this on basic to slow down the battle, but also she just applies thermals no matter what. And those thermals do not count as kills, which really sucks. So I think we probably only got 3 bounty hunter kills that time. Alright, we got 4. And we got the Sabine here, so we're going to make sure that we kill her fast. We're going to just go right for her. No, we don't want you. We want you and Qui-Gon. There we go. You're done. I'm happy. And if I remember correctly, this is actually going to be my last battle with Padawan Obi-Wan that I have to worry about. Which means I can swap him out for somebody else. And I just need the 2 Qui-Gons in my team. No, I don't want a random ally. Man. Master Qui-Gon being a support is like... he just wants nothing to do with these characters. He is done with Phoenix. He wants the Phoenix to die. He's just ripping them apart. We're getting there. Kanan's, Kanan, whatever, Kanan Abel, his unique makes my life so much easier for being able to do this. And this is probably enough. But yesterday we learned that that's not always the case. Let's see. We got our evasion down. Nice. But I thought I would have had... oh, we need one more. I don't know his name. I don't watch your nerd cartoon. Shut up. I haven't watched Rebels. I have no time on my hands. I haven't even finished Cobra Kai. Man, I got like 8 more episodes of Cobra Kai to watch. I started Rebels. I just didn't finish it. Alright, this one we're going to just throw on auto, because it doesn't matter what happens now. I don't need them to do anything special. I just need to win. Right, so we can do all our special moves. We did our evasion down. Yeah, I haven't seen Rebels. I've seen like 2 episodes of it. I just don't have the time. This guy over here is like, oh, Egnards has so much time. I don't, man. Fucking don't. I want to hang out with you guys. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy my time. C Squared's over here like, oh, you don't play my fucking game. Acting like this is an episode of New Girl. Jesus. There we go. Got that one done. Is there anything? Oh, well, it's blue. I don't need it, but it's nice to have a blue one. Even if you don't need it. Bounty Hunters. I need Phoenix wins. Phoenix kills, rather, not Phoenix wins. Well, you know it sucks. Being you. I'm just kidding, man. I'm joshing you. Gross. Thought that would kill somebody, but I guess not. Now we go through our stupid merciless massacre. Gotta watch him take 4,000 turns. Ooh, we're at 85. I don't like that. Nice. Boom. Done. You know what? That might be a good farm team here. Cartel. 1, 2. We don't want Skiff. We actually don't want Embo. Cad Bane would be better for that. Let's just get some of these. Oh, man. Get a delete there. So I want to get this Night Sister node. I don't think it'll work right now to do it. But it'll give me a nice node that I can go back to later when JML is at 100% and maybe do some stuff there to get things done in one battle instead of like 8 battles. Beautiful. I think Jabba opened with not his normal move. have to remember that he doesn't always open with that. Ooh, Bad Batch is always a good node, so we'll keep that in check. It's a good one to keep in mind. Actually, we'll do this because I know you might not use it. See, this is where Conquest starts to get easy, which is nice. This is what I want. I don't need to finish Conquest faster than other people. I just need to get it to a point where I don't have to think about it. Let's see. Jedi. We actually only need... Wait, I think I needed one more, right? Or did I get that one more? I don't even remember. I did get it. Okay. I don't even know a Samantha. So what we'll do here is JML. We don't need you. We do need you. We'll use Jedi Knight Luke. We'll use Canon Jarrus. And where is the other one? There he is. Yeah, that was gross. Alright, Omega, what the fuck are you gonna do to me? Nothing. Ugh, gross. Come on. Okay, we got 4. Only 6 wins. That's stupid. What did I do here last time? General Veer's winning. All light side care. I think all my light side is like... Okay. All light side characters. Let's... Galactic Republic. Let's do you. Let's put you in there. Let's... Put you in there. Let's throw... Where is she? There she is. And, really should put a tank in here, but I'm not gonna do it. We're gonna try. We're gonna say fuck it to the tank. Because sometimes people just want to see me lose too, right? Beautiful. I don't like that. That is my own damn fault, though. I really need you to survive. Please stop hitting the one guy I need to survive. I think he got saviored, which was nice. Just keep you alive. Was that luck? Oh my god, I think so. Probably. Most definitely. Almost assuredly. Tuscans are a nice node because Tuscans do not have any AoE. So we can do, need you to, but then we can add you back in, and we can add, where's Kanan? Kanan. Man, I know you guys were mad that I haven't seen Rebels, but you don't need to give me the silent treatment. You're supposed to be here to keep me company, to entertain me, to keep me from getting bored. That's the contract. That's the content creator contract. I give you something educational to watch, and you guys keep me company. I have a lot of problems. I didn't say it was bad. Don't strawman argument me with this shit. Nobody said that Rebels was bad. Not a single person. I actually don't want you to hit him because I knew that would happen. That does sound like a problem, man. That is something you should probably get looked at. Hey, Captain. How's it going? How are you? I feel weird calling other people Captain. There's only one Captain in these parts, and it is Captain Amazing. You probably got it from the Acolyte, if we're being honest. I still haven't seen the season finale. If we're just being completely honest. And I know what's up with it. I know what the stuff is. I just haven't seen it. I have been using some form of Egnar or Egnards since 2003. That's how old I am. Damn it. Hate that. Well, I want to finish it. I feel like I need to finish it. But I did, I mostly watched Acolyte while not paying attention. Because it's not good. It's just not, that's it. It's not good. I'm not 46. It's rude. You've given me 10 more years, well, 9. I will be 37. Oh God, actually I can do this. I'll be 37 in 2 weeks. I think I have it set up weird. I actually have to go in and tell Nightbot that it can let other people use it. Yeah, Lady Gig, I thought we established that. Didn't we talk about your son at one point? I feel like we did. Okay, so your son is 5 days older than me. Ironically, because my wife will leave me, I share a birthday with Blake Lively. So I think she set that up to feel closer to her. Oh, does that stop them from reviving? Oops. Oh well. You were holding out hope. Just a little bit of hope. Phoenix. Okay. Let's see. Another one of those. Ooh, okay. This is a good one. I mean, I'm not using Luthen. I was really, like, I didn't want to get Luthen. And then I had that FOMO where I was like, oh, I might as well just get him. But I don't plan on using him. He will sit at G12 for a very long time. Oh, that was silly of me, actually. There's just too much going on in the game right now where I can't focus on Luthen. Luthen's like the least of my problems right now. Yeah, I was hoping that wouldn't kill them. See. So a lot of what I want to use is at lower stamina. So we're going to just burn this energy on finishing up some of these feats. See, like Ewoks, I'm going to need... Actually, I don't need... If I remember correctly, my Ewok should be able to do this battle. Hey, Frank. How's it going? How is everybody? My community is rallying against me today. They do not like me. They're upset that I have not seen Rebels. To that I say, fuck you guys. One day I'll watch it. We'll do. One day. But today is not that day. I don't know if they'll be able to do this at 90%. Let's find out. Ooh, they're all going to be dazed? That's not good. I don't like that. All right, well, I mean, I can't say that it's the... Hey, Blackhammer, fuck you, man. I love you. How's it going? I have no idea. I just haven't had time to watch it. And during the summer when I have the time, I'm hanging out with you guys. I'm raising money for my computer. Nobody is every day, and as you get older, right, you just kind of like, the day goes so quickly. Yeah, Alex, I think maybe that was the problem, because I did start it during COVID, and I watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and I kind of just chose to watch something else, and I was like, oh, I'll come back to this later, and that might have been the problem. Alright, got my resistance team. Rebels reaction live stream. Every Sunday morning we'll do brunch with Egnards. We'll watch one Rebels episode. And it'll take us a very long time. Yeah, you know, the problem with Clone Wars, I actually, you guys are going to kill me. I have not finished the Clone Wars. I'm halfway through Season 7, the last season. The problem with Clone Wars early on was that the episodes were all over the place, right? You would be watching this, like, arc, and then it would go back to something that happened a year earlier, and you're like, wait a second, I'm confused. Weren't these same characters, like, on the battlefield? Why are they training now? I didn't say CW was bad. It's so out of order, and some of it doesn't need to be there. Shut up. You have to finish it. I know, but I'm almost there. I've only seen like 7 episodes of Bad Batch. I'm not good at watching TV at home. I'm great at going to the movies. I'm not good at watching TV when I'm at home. No, I got halfway through it. I'm still making my way through Clone Wars. See you in Discord. You guys can fight over it in mod chat. Yeah, but I watched New Girl years ago, right? I have gotten worse and worse at being able to watch TV. When I watched New Girl, I was at a part in my life where I was like easily able to binge things. Oh, actually, let me get a Imperial Troopers battle in because my troopers suck. So, where is something they can do? They should be able to do. Do I have a bad batch node? Come on, I gotta have a bad batch node. I know they can kill stuff because I have. Oh, there we go. There was a time in my life where I could sit there and I could like watch TV all day and I could binge everything, and I just cannot do it anymore. All of our attention spans have collectively gone to shit, and that includes mine. For those of you that are not in the know, C squared sounds like Nick from New Girl. I often, he's like the only guild. I don't know if any other guild does this. They just once a week they like each other enough to do a live a chat in voice chat. Like who the hell likes people their guild enough to go into a voice chat once a week and just hang out? Gross. And I like to jump in there, and I like to cause havoc whenever I can, when I have the time to. Oh, you guys and your being friendly, and sometimes my guild leader will be like, "Hey, do you want to like let's have a meeting and like we'll chat?" And I'll be like, "Oh, man, really? Like why?" All right, we'll get his stupid charts. That's it for everything that is in the game. I still do have a few roster reviews to get done today, and we'll try to get those done. I'm going to grab some water, grab a quick bathroom break. We're going to try to at least get one review in. So give me 2 minutes, maybe to talk to my wife and see if she wants to order some lunch. I'll be right back. All right, let's see what we've got going on. Where? Not Discord. We want GG, right? This is not the one we're doing right now. We're going to Bensen, who's been waiting a while because, again, yesterday everyone's like, I want to skip the line. Send you beer money. And I'm there for that. I am a slut. Your Matt General sense. And absolutely will shill for that. This is a higher end account. Actually, we want to go to Discord first, right? And I know that this is a higher end account without even finding the GP, which is, I know, on there, but just because I recognize and I know the guild. Rymus is a good friend of mine. Where is it? Here it is. So I don't really know what I can do to help Benson out, but we're going to see. I place top 1 every day. Of course you do. You're in a top TB guild. You have to be placing number 1 every day. All of them are T. Secrets and Shadows T2. I'm sure you can do that. Currently I'm farming Padawan Obi-Wan, Master Qui-Gon, and Qui-Made R9. Also finishing up the requirements for Bo Mandalore. I'm surprised you don't have that already. Evaluate efficiency. None. Well, probably R9 Bo. Thanks for taking your time to do a roster review. So there's a lot of information here, but I mean, most of it's not relevant because let's just take a look. Let's go back to GG real quick so I can see. There we go. So 11.2 million, right? And again, I know the guild, Rising Phoenix, great group of people over there. When you get to this part of the game, a lot of what you're doing is just playing catch up and with whatever is new and following your guild's lead, not necessarily doing exactly what your guild asks you to, but you're always like pushing that newest thing, right? Like you're farming for Ahsoka, you're farming for Balin Skull. There really isn't that much for Benson to be farming. I do find it interesting that his Secrets and Shadows is still CT2 at this level. I think that that's the only one. 4, 5, 6, yeah. So let's just take a look at what his Night Sisters look like. Oh, are you in Rising Phoenix? I didn't know that. All right, so here's the thing. You can do Secrets and Shadows at CT3 with your Phoenix, with your Night Sisters the way that they are now. I did mine with all of them at R7. Again, Fat Phil, he did his with everybody at G12 except for Old Daka was at R5. I would probably recommend bringing Old Daka to R5 as a short-term project. You're really not going to get a crazy ROI out of this event. It's going to take you a long time to get any return on investment from it just because of what you need. But the reality is that you can make use of this team in GC or GAC and TW and in Conquest. So it's not like it's going to be completely wasted potential there. But I think you could do it with where they are now if we're completely honest. And I would urge you maybe to look at Fat Phil's stuff. I don't know if he ever got that video out, but I have seen... hey Grogu, good morning. I have seen it done with just one R5 and all of the rest at G12. What I would recommend is just the day it comes around next, set aside an hour, remod with your god mods on them, your survival mods, and at this level it becomes just a survival thing of hoping that a miss happens or hoping that this person revives versus that person revives, and then it becomes really easy. I've actually seen people do it on auto and not reliably. It's just that the way that it works, that sometimes the RNG just needs to work a certain way. And so even if you spend the day just hitting auto constantly, I can see you doing this and then being very happy about it because you'll never have to do it again. Let's see what those raid scores are like, because I know Rising Phoenix is talking about that. I'm talking to... Ooh.
Wow. I'm surprised. 2.7. Oof. The way that Rymus talks about you guys doing raid stuff, I was like, oh, you definitely have to be doing at least 5. Let's see. So you're going for that, I think it's 260, right? That 260 box. You need about a 5.3 million, so you are going to have some raid viability. I know you said that you're doing Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan. Where is it? Battle for Naboo. Okay. So we didn't prioritize Gungans. They're not worth prioritizing at this point, right? It's just not worth doing. You just did? Nice. Congratulations. My guild, they hate the raid, but we should in a week or two hit that 265. Yeah, you really did not put a lot into this raid. So you're probably hitting like 1.5. Getting eggy with it. I like that. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Getting eggy with it. You're probably doing like the 1.8 with the Darth Sidious, Darth Maul, new Gunray team, and then is Kelleran back here yet? You have Kelleran back, so you're doing whatever you can extra with him, is my assumption, and then just throwing something with Queen Amidala. I know that Rising Phoenix is definitely doing Mandalore because I talk to Rymus not almost daily, like at least once a week. I will say that with what he has, Frank, yes, with what's available to him right now, 2.9 is a really nice score. I would definitely prioritize that Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon team. I'm going to tell you, just bite the bullet, and I was doing 5 refreshes a day to get these guys done. And the reason that I did that was I knew I'd be hurting for signal data for a month, and getting through it much quicker brought me back to signal data a lot faster. Here's the thing. I still believe there's a chance Duel of the Fates is going to be a temporary event. But it is the only event that, if it's temporary, will give you a return on not a return, it'll give you a rebate on your raid investment. I see it as something that's worth doing for somebody who is at your level of the game right now. I would be prioritizing that to really try to get yourself up to, I don't necessarily think you need to R9 Queen Amidala personally. I personally am I have R9 Qui-Gon, I have R9 Padawan, I have R2 at R8 just to make, well, for Leia, but also to, we'll get into that in a second, Lady Geek. You know my feelings on this. I have R2 for Leia. I'm going to keep R2 at R8. I think I'm going to bring Queen Amidala maybe only to R7 myself. I think R8 for you is a really good spot to go. I'm not bringing her to R9 because I need to get to an average of the same 5.3 that you need to get to. But I'm already doing 7.8, right? So I'm going to do it to help the guild a little bit, but I don't need to prioritize that at all. As far as spreading paranoia, when Duel of the Fates was first announced, I had no reason to believe that it was temporary. And I know you've heard my rant on this before. When Meathead released the statement that said, for the time being, this will run XYZ, that is when I started to get paranoid. There was no reason for that statement to be released. They had no reason to say that. They did not need to address that. All they needed to say, which they did after, was this event will run every third, whatever. But when they said, for the time being, it scared me a little bit. However, I still R9'd mine because I think it is a good rebate on something that you need to do anyway. For you, if you get that to the R8, that'll really considerably jump your score, with Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon having that rebate from Duel of the Fates. If it's permanent, it's not a rebate, it's a return within a year on a 1 year, 3 months, I think, for the materials themselves. The thing that we need to consider, though, is that Ahsoka is coming out, and her timeline seems to line up with about a 2.5 to a 2 month overlap. If every one of their communications said that, it wouldn't mean anything to me. The fact that that one very specific, only that time one, that scared me a little. And I almost didn't R9 them, but I decided the rebate was still worth it. But with Ahsoka's timeline and a new raid probably hitting February, March, we have to consider that Ahsoka is probably going to be a part of this new raid, and normally the new character has about a 1 to 2 month timeline ahead of the raid. So that's just something that I think is important to keep in mind. I know you have Keller and Beck. I'm not normally paranoid. Here's the thing. I am in a position where I give people advice, and I don't ever want to give advice where somebody gets screwed because of something I said. So it's important to me to give both angles, even if I personally am happy either way. Because I don't know what's going to happen, and I just want people to have all of the information, and that is super, super, super important to me. It looks like you are very close on Bo-Katan. Obviously, you just have Paz left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have all of the GL. I know you have Leviathan. Do we have all of the GL ships? Yes, we do. How much did we... Got Morgan is at 3. Peridia's at 4. Who's the other one? Night Trooper is at 3. Okay. So, like I said in the beginning, there's really not that much I can offer you. You know what? Before I say anything, let me look if there's any egregious Omicrons that we're missing. Like really, really egregious. I'm so far not really seeing anything that stands out to me as being disgusting. Nothing that is like really, oh my god, why don't you have this? Good, you have that. Okay, so back to what I was saying. You're at a, oh, come on. You fucking people with your, like, bots, and you're, like, messing with me, and then I gotta, like, go in, and I gotta sit here, and I gotta click on your name, and I have to ban you. Stop. Thank you. So, again, before I was really interrupted, you're at a point in the game where there's really not that much that I can tell you to do, you know, because, first of all, Rymus is, I know he's not technically, like, the leader, but, like, he is a great leader, and I know that his team with Slan on TB, I talked to him as well, they're in control of things, and I'm sure that the rest of your leadership and your officer team is really nice, and they make decisions that are for the best interest of the players, you know. in the guild, and I know that they're not very egregious about saying like, oh, you have to do 400 different things. I would do the Master Qui-Gon and I would do the Padawan Obi-Wan. I honestly would do them to R9. I probably would bring Queenie to R8. If you really want to, you can bring her to R9. I don't, the thing is, you guys just hit the 265 box, and you're going to want some leeway because people go on vacation, people don't do as well 1 month, people have emergencies, so you want a little extra leeway, but it is probably going to be really hard for you guys to hit the next box above that with it being ROI useful. So you don't want to deprioritize the raid, but you don't want to over-prioritize the raid. I see doing both of those characters as being pretty nice. Bo-Katan, yes, absolutely. You're already there, right? You really just have Paz Vizsla that needs to be done, and then you'll have Bo-Katan, and she's great in GAC. You are somebody that just needs to focus on what's new in the game and what's coming out in the game. And as those characters are starting to come out, you might want to do like new projects or whatever, but I would 100%, my farming plan for new characters is always 10 battles a day, at least. So if, I don't know how many marquees Ahsoka's going to have. Right now we are assuming 3, right? Because that's kind of the information we were given, but there are 4 sets of characters, so there might be a surprise one in there. Assuming that there are 3 characters, I am probably going to be doing 1 refresh a day on Night Trooper, 2 refreshes a day on Peridia, and then 3 refreshes a day on Captain Enoch, so that I can get to Ahsoka as quickly as I can without spending obnoxious amounts of crystals. As of not Morgan, I did not do this with Morgan, I did not do this with Night Trooper, I did do this with Peridia. I started buying the packs, and it looks like you did that as well with Peridia, just the 2 packs so that you can get the free shards. Because as players in our part of the game, we are going to always be going for whatever is new. We just have to prioritize it correctly, right? I don't spend any crystals on the first character because he will be farmable. I don't think next week, but probably the next patch after the next patch. I think he will be, well, maybe next week, but I think the next, so 3 weeks from now, it'll probably be farmable, and it'll be very easy for me to get him in that 3-month timeline, especially because there's almost always like some kind of bonus drop as well, as of the last 2 years. So it's really just being cognizant about farming those new things and making sure that you're always on top of those new characters. I'm kind of surprised that you don't already have Paz Vizsla at 7 stars. It just, maybe you were still playing catch up on some older things at that time, and that's why. But right now you are in a position, I don't know what characters you don't have farmed at all, but for the most part you have 8 GL, you have the 3 GL ship, you have anything that I can possibly imagine that you should have. The only thing I really didn't check on is Afra, but she's a luxury. So if you don't have her, and we're gonna find out right now, if you don't have her, it's really not that big of a deal. Yeah, see, like Afra you don't have yet, not that big of a deal. I don't think I would be concerned with her right now. Gungans. If I were you, I would not prioritize Gungans, but I would not ignore Gungans, right? So they're useless to you for the raid. By the time they come back around, useless to you. But you might consider just doing 5 battles a day just to get them there. Right, as a late game player, one thing you have to ask yourself is, oh shit, what if this happens, and am I prepared? And I just like to be prepared. So especially right now, while none of those new marquees are up, I would honestly probably be doing just 5 battles a day just to kind of get yourself into that position. But again, there's not too much that I can offer you. Hopefully I gave you some kind of insight. When it comes to people in your position, generally where I am most useful is just figuring out the very specifics of the best way to farm something or the best route to go. With Ahsoka, that's kind of tough to do because they've commingled the marquees, which puts us in a point where we go, well, I don't know what's happening. So I don't really know how helpful I was to you, but hopefully you got something out of that. And best of luck to you because your guild is great. And if I were not in the guild that I am right now, I would be begging Rymus for a slot. Now this one is also interesting. Let's pop this one up. We'll do one more for today. My throat is starting to hurt. Mantis. Mantis is actually, he's a friend of Moonborn's who is in my guild. He's newer to my guild. Like I said, once Moonborn joined my guild, all of the Germans started going, hey, wait a second, I want to play with you guys too. And now we have a German contingent in our guild. This guy, he has been with us for, I think, about like 2 months now. Has a bigger account, and honestly, I don't know how helpful I'm going to be to Mantis either. So it's just going to be one of those days. So let's see. Very happy. Fleet is not an issue. I do also have the assault battles under control. I'm very unsure about priorities. I would like to help my guild and, of course, improve myself. Jar Jar should be through tomorrow. I still have old stuff like Afra, but of course I'm also looking at Quadme and the boys for the new raid. So the one nice thing here, I'm going to need Moonborn to translate for me, so maybe you could watch this with him and he'll like yell it out in German. The one nice thing is that because I'm not your GL, but I do know what your guild is doing, right? Because you are in my guild. And we, like I said, our raid, we kind of hate the raid, but we did a little bit better on the last one, and a lot of people have unlocked Jar Jar. So, and as people are unlocking Master Qui-Gon, that score, I think we'll have that pretty soon, in a week or two, hopefully. But being a part of that leadership, I kind of know what our priorities are. And you're at a point in the game where what you're doing is you're looking at like guild stuff. Normally this rank tells you where you were at like fleet time, so just as a thing, oh, you are doing the Mark 6 Interceptor. Okay, interesting. Maybe you just were busy yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have all the GL. You said you're missing Afra. I don't think you're missing anything else, right? You have Jedi Cal. Yeah, I think you have Bo-Katan. Oh no, you don't have Bo-Katan. Interesting. So Paz, Kel, wow, Ig, who's the last one? Paz, Kel, and Beskar, right? Beskar's at 7. Let's check out your raid history. So you're doing about 4. I would really like to see you get up to about 6. And I think DCU, you were saying the rate is growing on you, and I did want to respond to that. I think, and Belloc, I don't know if he's still here, the raid is time consuming, and you guys have watched me do the raid on stream, and I try to find a midway point of effort versus I'm not spending 4 hours on this. I have never spent more than an hour on that raid except dicking around while, on a stream. And that's primarily fun-based, not effort-based. I have heard people spending 4 or 5 hours. I don't get it. I don't understand it. You don't need to do it. I have preferred this raid to Speeder Bike, even though it's more time-consuming, though I hate the fact that it's more time-consuming. Even though the RNG makes it annoying sometimes, I do feel like it feels more like a raid. So I don't feel like I'm spending as much time a lot of the time. Once again, though, I do want to see you getting up to about that 6. Let's see where we are with Battle for Naboo. Okay, so you just unlocked Jar Jar, right? Or it'll be in the next day or two. Because you have that. Oh, you do have them. So that's 1.2 right there. 1.2 million. Queen Amidala. Do you have the other two? Where are they? Padawan and Where's Master Qui-Gon? Are you still? Oh, here he is. So if you bring him to R5, that's another 1.2, so that's 2.4. You can do the Darth Maul led Sidious Newt team, and that's good for about 1.5 total, 1.5 to 1.8 pretty reliably. And then you have the Luminara team, so like Luminara, Kit Fisto, Grandmaster Yoda. Who else do we put in that team? Well, do you have Kel? You don't even have Kel, so it doesn't matter. You could do Mace Windu and Shakti and be completely fine. So that's 1.2, 2.4, 3.6, and then 1.5-ish. Okay. I think what I would like to see is trying to do the Padawan team, the Master Qui-Gon team, to at least R7. I personally am, we just talked about this, a firm believer in Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan to R9. But I think for guild effort, if you get, Queen Amidala, Qui-Gon, and Master Qui-Gon to R7, you'll be in a good position where you'll be doing what you need to do for the guild, especially having just got Jar Jar. I don't necessarily think you need to bring the Jar Jar team to R7 for that, because you'll be doing what? You'll be doing 1.8 plus 1.2 is 3, plus 1.2 is 4.2, plus 1.5 is 5.5. So I think you'll kind of hit the average that you need to be hitting. Oh, and you have Ki-Adi Mundi and no Kelleran Beck. So you could even throw Ki-Adi Mundi with what's her name? Luminara team without too much issue. You're not going to lose anything on that. The Padawan, Master Qui-Gon, Queen Amidala, and R2 kind of stems off some of the RNG, and if you have them all at R7, you should be pretty fine there. You have Jedi Knight Cal, so you have the Zepho stuff unlocked. Mandalore would be nice. We're doing Mandalore. We're unlocking it. We're unlocking it reliably. I don't necessarily think it has to be a priority for you right now. Afra should not be a priority at all. Don't even worry about her. Night Sister, Night Trooper, yeah, Morgan. You're in the same boat that I'm saying with Benson, is, boost up the raid just a little bit more. If you want to do Bo-Katan, do Bo-Katan, but yours is further away, so I don't think it's a major priority for you. I do think that you need to put a little bit of that focus towards the new Ahsoka stuff for that same reason of we are going to see. I know we're going to see a raid attached to her. We're going to see something attached to her, and we need to be prepared for it. So as those characters come out, I always do at least 10 battles a day, 1 refresh. In terms of guild priority, you have not been around our guild long enough to know this, but we do volunteer operations. You are on our Discord. You do chat on our Discord sometimes. Right now, there are no operations that I am aware of that you would need to do. Quentin Q, he is my operations guy. You could reach out to him. I always love it when people reach out and ask, hey, I'm willing to do 1 crappy R9. Is there any that you need? I love when people volunteer it. We have a great group of people that do volunteer very, very often and very consistently, which has helped us to improve pretty quickly. Just being cognizant of that. But again, the point is I would like to see a little bit more raid focus, especially as we're pushing to that 265 box. But really your focus on top of that should be building towards Ahsoka And I want to say Balin Skull. I feel like both of those teams are obviously going to be raid teams. And it doesn't necessarily mean that someone in our position's going to need to do both. But they'll probably both be featured in some way and important in some way. And it doesn't mean having to go crazy. It doesn't mean having to spend tons of crystals. It just means that as those characters come out, get 10 battles towards them. Right? That's really all you got to do is get your 10 battles towards them. I would recommend Zori Bliss as a short-term project. Zori Bliss with her Omicron puts in tons of work in GAC. You already have the rest of her team. You know, that's just like a super, super quick, super, super easy thing that you can do. I don't know what else to say, man. You know, it's interesting when we have people who come in who have big accounts, and there's really only one path at that point. There's no like why, there's no fork in the road, there's no 3 paths. This is the new thing, go for the new thing. With all of that said, I need to go find myself some lunch. However, there's a new guy on well, he's been around for a little while that I would like to stop in and say hi to before we leave for the day. So hang out with me for a minute while I load this up, and we'll send a raid his way. Oh, you know, before we talk about this guy, there's a new guy that I was listening to 3 Scoundrels yesterday. His name is Streaming for Sammy. He goes by Buck. Really, I recommend you guys listen. Even if you don't listen to 3 Scoundrels, listen to the first like 20 minutes. This guy really touched my heart. I reached out to him this morning to talk to him, to invite him to our Discord, to get him a notification channel on our Discord, which I'm going to set up for him possibly this afternoon. But he has a son who is on the spectrum. He's about 8 years old. He's nonverbal. He's a full-time caregiver for his son. And he streams with encouragement from his wife to kind of help just raise a little bit of money through ads, through donations, through whatever else. I have not checked out his streams yet. I would love to rate him, but he's not on right now. I just implore you guys to check him out. And when he's on our Discord, you know, say hi, maybe watch a couple of his things, see if you're interested in it. Once I get lunch, I want to chat with him a little bit, and because I told him I was streaming and I would talk with him later. I think he's in there now. I just haven't set him up with anything yet, so keep a lookout for that. We're going to do a raid over here. Yeah, he seems like I have not listened the whole 3 Scoundrels episode yet. But I literally listened to about a half hour, and I was like, I got to reach out to this guy. And so we did. All right, that is logged out. So what is this guy's name? I was talking to him yesterday. I think he's still on. Oh, yeah, he is. Oh, well, he's not playing Star Wars right now, but we're still going to raid him. Okay. There we go. And otherwise, everybody have a good rest of your day. Let's see.